Exciting finds, exploring mines, and a long way to Tipperary. Hello, I'm Matthew, and welcome to the Watch It Played news. Imperial Miners is the brand new 1 to 5 player title from Portal Games, a new standalone game in the Imperial Settlers line. This one is a light engine building card game where players are excavating mines using a new card activation system. As you dig into your mine, you play cards into your personal tableau, and each time a card is added, it activates not only itself but all the cards above it, causing what sounds like could be pretty satisfying chain reactions and combos. The cards also belong to 6 different factions who all work differently, and it's how you mix these factions into your mine and then combo them that will lead you to success. You can advance on different progress boards to get bonuses that do things to help you develop your tableau, reactivate the synergies between your cards, and of course, gain points. I'm really interested in this one with the different factions and progress boards added in. It looks like replayability could be pretty good, and it's meant to be about 45 minutes long because of the simultaneous play and all that alongside that classic Imperial Settlers look. It's one I'm very eager to try later this year when it's released. AireCon news next, which is possibly the greatest convention in the greater North Yorkshire area. We are partnered with AireCon once again and are very much looking forward to it from March 9th to the 12th. All the events and, well, everything you need to know is available at the website airecon.co.uk, but I'm excited about the massive charity giveaway event supported by BackerKit, all the mega games, and a very long list of things to do on top of the board game library, tournaments from Crokinole to Clask. That's the Watch It Played news in the Watch It Played news. We'd love to see you there if you're able to attend. The event is about games, but it's powered by community, kindness, and respect for all of us in this wonderful hobby. Also tea. It's mostly powered by tea. Get an air cup. They're great. Let's get through some of these new games then, starting with Tanis, which isn't about Letterkenny. Anyone know what I'm talking about, even a little bit. It's a brand new Phil Walker Harding game from Eagle Gryphon Games. Tanis, named after the ancient city in Lower Egypt, that makes a lot more sense actually, is being billed as a unique tile digging game for 2 players. The game begins with 40 wooden domino-sized tiles randomly placed into the custom-made box. And these tiles represent pieces of scrolls that the players are trying to reassemble, but you'll also have cards that provide you with special powers to use enhancing your actions. In Colorado, you can visit a washing machine factory and a castle made out of beer cans. But in the game Colorado by Silix, 2 to 4 players will be, of course, exploring Colorado armed with a marker and a map. We are told to use shrewdness and discernment in this call and write game, while we explore the American West with the pen and cards as our equipment, and to succeed in our expeditions we need to call the right cards to trigger the most advantageous effects. Now, I had no idea what that actually meant, so I read the rule book online, and this call mechanism is essentially a cool spin on Go Fish, where you call for a card, and then depending on whether the person you ask has it or not, different effects play out. And then with the card you end up playing on your turn, you can do a bunch of different things, marking it down on your map, from traveling to different destinations, playing extra cards, moving up on the saloon rewards track, discovering new regions, all while comboing effects to score points. Funny Fox are bringing us the 2 to 4 player Nautilus Island, in which we are shipwrecked on a mysterious and deserted volcanic island, where we come across a grounded and abandoned submarine, the Nautilus. So, of course, we have to explore it from top to bottom, collecting as many things as we can from it to aid us in our own survival, all while we try to repair the submarine and leave the island before the other castaways. Are we the bad guy? Are we bad people? Why not just all of us escape? I'm sure there's a reason, but just feels like we could have all escaped at the same time without leaving people on the island, marooned. To do all this, players use their castaway marker, placing it on a column and then choosing between collecting object cards from the column or placing down cards from their hand to start a collection. And of course, storing objects allows players to claim bonuses and score points. We have a new game in Lookout's family line, which I'm very interested in, called Tipperary. This is a tile laying game coming from the designer of Ulm, Sealand and Potato Man, which is one of the reasons I'm so excited about this, because I really like all of those games. Players are challenged to create their perfect vision of an Irish county by placing polyominoes in order to collect sheep, castles and whiskey over the course of 12 rounds. That's all we know so far, but from the designer, publisher, theme and mechanisms, it's just tailor-made to be something that I want to play. Another thing that I like, if you've ever met me, is old elegant Euro games with simple rules and more depth than first meets the eye. So I was very excited to see that Super Meeple is added again, this time bringing back Wolfgang Kramer's Expedition with Expeditions. The original Spiel des Jahres recommended Expedition came out in 1996, but it was based on the 1985 Wildlife Adventure, but that's not important. Expedition is all about moving 3 commonly held expeditions around the world in search of various archaeological sites. The board shows a map of the world, a bunch of branching paths, and as players advance their expeditions, arriving at locations that match one of your private site cards or one of the public site cards, you score that card. Also, some spaces on the board allow you to play again immediately, while others allow you to pick up bonus action cards that you can play at any time on one of your turns. It's a classic, accessible and slick design that's getting the wonderful Super Meeple treatment, where they update and upgrade things from the modern market, and I'm really very excited about it. Seven Wonders 2nd Edition is getting a new expansion with Edifice, which gives players the opportunity to work together to construct communal buildings, and if you do your part and buildings come to be, you'll be rewarded. You don't have to participate. But if you don't and the building never gets finished, you'll suffer a penalty for not helping. This looks like it's a reimagining of one half of the Babel expansion to the original Seven Wonders, where you completed great projects. And I think it's cool to take what really worked from that expansion and build on it, which I suppose is a pun. This new Edifice expansion also contains 2 new double-sided wonders. One of them, can only be used with this expansion, while Carthage can be used in any game of Seven Wonders. There are 2 crowdfunding projects that I really like the look of, the first being Andromeda's Edge, which launched over on GameFound earlier this week, which is the spiritual successor to Dwellings of Eldervale. Andromeda's Edge is a dazzling, uncharted region of space on the edge of the Andromeda galaxy, littered with the module debris of the previous civilization and patrolled by malicious intergalactic raiders and bordered by dense nebulae. Sounds, honestly, like a wonderful place. This edge is the last resort for the brave and foolhardy who seek a new life beyond the oppressive reach of the Lords of Unity. In this game, you lead a desperate faction seeking to build a new civilization on Andromeda's Edge, beginning with nothing but a lonely space station, a few ships and a handful of resources. You'll go out, gather other resources, claim moons, acquire modules to add to your station, populate planets and build developments on them, all while you battle your opponents and compete for others to ascend the different progress tracks, including science, industry, commerce, civilization, supremacy. There's a lot of tracks. This looks pretty massive, but also pretty cool. And on Kickstarter, there's Sail, coming from All Play. 2-player trick-taking card games used to be the fevered dreams of a madman, but they are slightly more available now, Sail being the latest. But Sail adds in the sailing aspect as you navigate your ship through turbulent waters in this cooperative trick-taking game. You'll be attempting to reach the end of this dangerous deep waters, all while avoiding taking damage from the Kraken to win the game together. Before each round begins, players exchange cards, then play a series of tricks. Different game actions will be triggered depending on who wins each trick in combination with a unique character skills, but the Roaring Kraken makes for a deafening situation on board and players are unable to communicate about tactics and card information from the moment the cards are dealt to the end of the action phase. And sale will be on Kickstarter February 7th. We spoke about Ravensburger's Disney-themed trading card game Lorcana last year when it was announced, and fulfilling my promise to come back when I had more details, here are some more details. I really want this game to be good. I'm very excited about it. We now know a bit more about the product line and roadmap for the game, but they're still keeping the gameplay itself pretty guarded. The first set is called The First Chapter, which makes me hope that they had their Imagineers busy with gameplay and not in the naming department. Gen Con will be the big reveal. The game, we are told, will be released there, and then in some game stores from August 18th, then mass release on September 1st in English, French and German. In the UK, the US, Canada, France, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg. But what will we be able to buy? Well, a lot of things. There are over 200 cards in the first chapter, and there will be 3 ready-to-play starter decks that contain 2 of the 6 inks. Amber and Amethyst, Emerald and Ruby, or Steel and Sapphire. So it sounds then as though we'll have at least 6 of these inks, which might be factions, card types, houses, which probably have certain deck building and playstyle ramifications. The starter decks also have some tokens and an additional booster pack, which also has been broken down for us, as we now know that a booster will have 12 randomized cards, including 1 foil card and 2 cards with rarities from rare, super rare, or legendary. I'd have called it super rare. There will also be different box sets to buy, including a gift set with 4 booster packs, game tokens, 2 foil game cards and 2 collectible oversized foil game cards. And there will be the Lumineers Trove, which has 8 booster packs, 2 deck boxes and a player's guide packaged in a themed storage box. And as ever, when we know more, I'll be back to talk about it. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching, and to carry on the conversation, head on over here to this month's question and answer show, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.